So my Equifax is actually up at 690, which is over, I think it's about a 100-point jump.
Hey, what's up YouTube fam? Brandon Weaver here once again, and today we got an amazing testimonial from Dallas. Alright guys, so today we have an awesome testimonial from Dallas. He is a pharmacy student from Nashville, Tennessee, and his TransUnion score went up 120 plus points in just a couple of months. That's right, 60 days, his TransUnion score went up 120 plus points. Now, all of his credit scores went up significantly, and you'll see that in the testimonial video. Also, he was able to get a 0% Apple credit card to get himself a new MacBook, which is phenomenal because he's in pharmacy school. He's able to invest in himself and his school, get himself in a better position, help his family, get that MacBook that he needs, get himself that computer to work and do everything he needs to do for his school. He was also able to obtain a 0% Amazon credit card for a period of time, and guys, that's amazing, that's powerful. Amazon has everything, pretty much everything that you would need, so he's able to get his purchases 0% interest while he's in school, while he's working on a little bit of a budget. He's able to stretch it and do the things that he needs to get himself into a better position. So, without further ado, I'll let Dallas take it away. Thanks.
Hey, what's going on everybody? I just wanted to do a quick kind of review and talk about my experience with the credit system that Brandon has set up and talks about on his YouTube channel and everything. I am a student. I'm actually in pharmacy school. So my budget is pretty tight, and I don't really pay attention to my credit that much. I haven't paid attention to it in years. So I had no idea kind of where I was standing and stuff like that. I knew I had some bad stuff on there from back when I started college and was young and dumb. So I knew it wasn't all that good, but I wasn't sure what my scores were or anything like that. But I wanted to buy a car here in the next few months. And I started looking into rates and different things like that. And I know they were so credit based that I knew I needed to kind of look into it and see where I stood. And so I got a My FICO account actually to kind of see where my credit stood, so I can kind of justify the rates I was getting and what I can expect. And when I pulled my report, these are actually what my scores were when I first pulled them. I mean, I know some people are in a worse situation than I was due to some bankruptcies or different things like that, more negligence. But as you can see, my TransUnion Experian were in the low 600s, and my Equifax was actually under 600. And if we go over to items to review, you can see some of my young and dumb stuff. Well, one, my credit cards were almost maxed out. The few that I did have, I usually pay those off every month, but I guess it just depends on when your report is pulled and when the credit agencies report that stuff. But I hadn't really paid all that off yet. Had a couple negative accounts, Verizon Wireless, First Progress. This First Progress card was actually one that was supposed to help me rebuild my credit after I knew that I had done some dumb stuff. And it didn't really work because I got it, and then after a year they charge you like $50 or whatever for their annual fee, and I wasn't paying attention. I moved a lot in school, and so I didn't even really get any of the bills or anything like that. So eventually, I guess they showed like 90-day lates and stuff like that because I'd never paid that. I never even actually used the card. I just got hit with that annual fee and then never paid it. Some of these are like medical bills, going to get some lab testing done that honestly I thought my insurance paid for, so I was surprised to see these on here. I do have a judgment down here. This is one of the dumb things that I did, living in a house with a bunch of guys with everything in my name, and then I move out and they don't transfer it into their name. So months worth of electric and water and utility bills racked up in my name, and then they actually come after me with a lawsuit for thousands of dollars when I didn't even live there. So You live and you learn, I guess, on that stuff. But I just wanted to show you some of these negative items on here. I uh, I saw my scores, I saw the negatives, and then I went over to Google or yeah, YouTube and started looking up ways to clean up my credit. I found a few other people that were talking about disputing and stuff like that, and then they would push their system that you could buy or whatever. I found Brandon's, seemed more genuine to me, and I really liked the way he was presenting the stuff, and he wasn't really pushing to buy this or buy that. He was giving good information. If you've watched some of those credit videos, you know what I'm talking about. Some of them will really almost clickbait you into what to do, and then they don't tell you really anything. They just give you a little synopsis of what they're going to do, and then they try and just get you to buy their stuff. I actually got good information from Brandon, and actually, I feel like I could have done a lot of stuff um, just watching his videos, but I wanted to actually buy the letters and stuff like that so that I didn't have to go out and find them, and it was actually worth it to me. So these are some of my negatives. Let me go to my next report and kind of show you what had been pulled off after 2 months. So that first report was the 8th of July 2017, and then September 8th. So 2 months later, you could see my Equifax jumped up from below 600 to 650. My TransUnion actually is now up in the 740s, which is crazy. I actually got like a no interest card from Apple to get a computer with that because they pull from TransUnion, Amazon credit card, so that I could get all my Amazon stuff with no interest on those purchases. So that TransUnion actually was a gigantic jump there. Experian actually jumped up a decent amount too, about 60 points. So the scores did jump up, but what I wanted to show you is kind of what was actually taken off. I know the utilization is off. I don't know why it pulled at 0. I think because of those 2 new cards that I got, it might have done something in the back end of my FICO. But here's what I wanted to show you. Last time you could see I had 3 negative accounts on my report. Now only 1 stays, and on that one, it's only on 2 of the credit agencies. So 2 out of the 3 of those fell off, and then my collections only 2 out of, I think I had 5 or 6. And you could see TransUnion is only really reporting this 1 negative account. And this was a super old account that I don't know how much weight it still holds, but I mean, that's why you could see my TransUnion jumped up a huge amount just by pulling off those negatives. And that was after 1 round. I know it was 2 months in between, but I actually only sent out, when I pulled my credit report, that's when I started looking at options. So by the time I found Brandon's stuff, I actually didn't send them out until like early August, like the 1st of August. So when I pulled my September report, all this stuff had already fallen off. You can see some of them have actually pulled off and reported other stuff recently. So here's my scores today. So this is just 8 days after I pulled my last report. So my Equifax is actually up at 690, which is over, I think it's about a 100-point jump from when I started. TransUnion obviously is like a 130-point jump, and my Experian is still, they're one of the ones that's still reporting some of those. So I got to send out my second batch of letters and hopefully drop some of these negatives off of my Equifax and my Experian so that they jump up into that mid-7 range. So again, this was just, I offered to do this video. Brandon didn't ask me to do it. I was just really happy with my results. And for those of you that are looking into credit stuff, you know how important it is, even though, I mean, my parents have been telling me how important it was for years since I moved out and got credit cards and stuff like that. But I guess you don't really pay attention to that stuff till it actually affects you. But it can be huge with your home purchases and all that. So I mean, this is saving me thousands of dollars in interest alone, let alone like the free trips. Actually going to be applying for the Southwest card, which has 60,000 bonus miles when you sign up. So from home to school, that's like 3 round trip flights just for free, just for signing up for the card and using it for the first few months. So different things like that. You're actually getting money when you have good credit, and the 0% interest stuff that I'm taking advantage of now is awesome. So again, just wanted to do this quick video and say thanks really to Brandon, and also give you guys a secondhand look at somebody that's actually going through it just by getting some of his basic stuff that he offers. So, all right, guys, thanks. Bye.
Watching that testimonial again is amazing, Dallas. Thank you so much for sending that testimonial. I love it when you guys send in testimonials. It makes me feel so good that we are changing the world out there, changing your lives. So thank you. Thank you to everyone who sends in testimonials, leaves awesome comments. I appreciate you guys. You help me keep doing what I'm doing, keep moving forward. And if you still need help with your credit, 609creditrepair.com, or we can do it for you. All right. Hit me up with some comments, some likes, subscribes, hit the little bell for notifications if you want to be notified the next time I am live, and I will see you guys on the other side. Take care. For sending in